when did the clothing side for you, how do you run from a business model, the clothing side? Do you keep that separate from the music side? Keep that separate from Rap Elite? Or is
Yeah,
all of that coming together?
it all comes together for me. Because they're all extensions of me. So I try to tie them in where they can. I don't force anything to where, I'm overdoing it. I try to keep the connections subtle so that they each can have their own identities without them, there being this like overt bleed or, shameless plugging or anything like that. But I think that they do all tie together ultimately. In one way or another. And I think that it's important that they do, because it shows a full breadth of the things that I'm involved with, the things that I love. And I think for me as a brand, it is these are arms and legs of what the Radio B brand is, which is extended beyond just making music at this point.
When you look at the collective here, the scene, as far as spoken word talent, MCing, let's talk about the creator side. What makes Richmond right now so hot?
Uh, Richmond is just it's a melting pot of creativity, of and that can be from culinary to music to live music, whatever genre you could think of, underground hip hop, all sorts of different styles of music. Like, so if you're talking about rock, there's all sorts of different styles of rock that is popular here, but also or really good here. And the same thing with rap and hip hop and R&B, neo soul. We have, world champion spoken word artists. There's just so much. I mean, the visual arts, incredible. The murals. um there's just, shout out to Mending Walls. There's just so much denseness in the creative world here, that I think is super underrated, underappreciated, and deserves more national spotlight. And I think it'll happen.
One of the cool parts about it is back in the day. I mean, so I'm from Philly. My wife's from New York. You had to go to New York. You wanted to hit it. You got to go. It didn't matter where you were coming from, California, 3,000 miles away, or Philly, 90 miles away.
Right.
It didn't happen
Right.
where you were. You had to go to New York.
Right.
Times have changed.
Absolutely.
Times have changed. So now, if you have talent, it comes and finds you.
Yeah.
Talk to a young person out there who's trying to make a dream come true, trying to make the hustle work, and they're running into some things, but you don't have to go to New York. You can sit right here in Richmond or be anywhere. You can come out of Farmville, VA, where we know because people have been shouting out Farmville.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, social media is the great equalizer. And I mean, you hear about that all the time, but there's just so many different ways to get to an audience now, that there wasn't when, I was coming up. So it's like, even from that perspective, it's like I have to always readjust my game plan as to how I go about reaching new people. But you got, a lot of and I don't have to tell the youth that, because they're growing up with this technology, right? So they're growing up as experts of how to create content, of how to edit photos,